here at Chardon Memorial Field. Please direct your attention to the 50-yard line for tonight's coin toss. Serving as honorary captain and participating in the coin toss is 1968 CHS graduate and U.S. Navy CB Joe Hall. Joe played football and baseball at CHS and served our country in the Vietnam War in 1971 and 1972. Please welcome Honorary Captain Joe Hall. Ohio High School Athletic Association and abides by high standards of conduct, competition, and relations with all schools. The athletes in this game are friendly rivals. While play may be fierce, all in attendance tonight are reminded that this is a game between young adults and that sporting behavior is expected. The officials assigned to this game have been selected and assigned according to the procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. The officials are referee Russ Flarida, umpire Dick Shupinski, linesman Dennis Palomini, line judge Doug Samsel, and back judge Steve Cherry.
Geauga Local Access Cable, GTV, is proud to bring you high school sports. Tonight we are at Memorial Field on the campus of Chardon High School for a Week 3 matchup between the Chardon Hilltoppers and a team from up north. It's the Battle of the Border as the South High School Institute from London, Ontario has come to Chardon for this matchup. Thanks for joining us, Jamie Ward, along with Matt Jaworski. Matt, it is Military Appreciation Night, and we've seen some of that already. We are going to have the bands and another beautiful evening here in Chardon for high school football.
Jamie, you can't beat Week 3 here at Chardon Memorial. It's going to be a gorgeous week. The fans coming out in red, white, and blue to celebrate veterans this weekend, and a very appropriate weekend at that.
Well, we're going to turn it over to the bands right now, then we'll be back with the team as they come out onto the field here on GTV.
The Hilltopper Marching Band would like to thank all of our band parents for their endless support. From volunteering to serve band camp lunches to help with uniform fittings, we couldn't do it without you. All right, Topper fans, put your hands together for the Chardon High School Fight Song. All right, Hilltoppers, put your hands together for the Hay Song. Ladies and gentlemen, would you now please stand if you are able for the playing of the Chardon High School alma mater. And welcome the South Collegiate Institute Lions. And your 2016 Chardon Hilltopper football team. Now would you please remain standing for the playing of both teams' national anthems. First, we respectfully play O Canada for tonight's opponent, South Collegiate Institute from London, Ontario. And now the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
And so we are so glad that you've joined us here on GTV. Jamie Ward, Matt Jaworski. What a great beginning we've already had on a beautiful night here at Memorial Field at Chardon High School.
Ladies and
If you're
gentlemen,
listening at home, live on GTV, thanks for joining us. If you're watching us live on our link tonight, thanks to you as well. And Matt, the Chardon Hilltoppers here in week 3 face an opponent that is mostly unknown. The South Lions, who are in all white, have not played a game yet this season. In fact, they haven't even scrimmaged. However, with the way the Hilltoppers have been playing for the first 2 weeks, there is a lot for them to do again here tonight.
Jamie, you look at this game and there's a lot to lose, or a lot on the line for Chardon. Playing, as you pointed, an opponent that is not known, period. I mean, no one knows anything about this team, no footage of them at all. They're, for the first time ever, playing American football.
They're going to take the kickoff, and it is in the air. You are looking live here on GeaugaTV.org. First time we've been able to bring you a live audio and video feed, and so thanks for joining us if you are online.
That's right. We're on the school's website.
So the Hilltoppers defense, which has been absolutely dominant here early on in the season, they threw a shutout in week 1 against West Geauga, allowed just 1 touchdown in week 2 against Geneva, which, Matt, we were both here, kind of a fluke on that fullback dive. And so when you look at this defense up front in particular, Ryder Davis, Tyler Bowles, Dustin Clute, and Kyle McCaffrey, those 4 have been phenomenal. And it gets much better from there. First play, straight up the middle, and there you see that line pushing people back, along with the linebackers, Chase Klein, Joe Sivas, and Dylan Hemley. That is the Chardon front 7 here tonight.
That's a big, fast front 7, Jamie.
So we've got a lot to talk about. It's an unusual game for us. And when you look at this team coming over from London, Ontario, making the bus trip this morning, they are staying the night tonight in Canton. They'll see the Pro Football Hall of Fame tomorrow. Second down, there's a pitch here on the near side. He's got running room and a good gain. Still on his feet, that's Nick Morello, who is going to get the ball quite a bit tonight. But for these South Lions, there's going to be a lot of changes on the field. We'll talk about it throughout the evening. They normally play with 12 guys in Canadian football. They're going to play with 11 tonight. There are rules about running forward at the snap, and the field much smaller here in American football. Straight up the middle, nowhere going. Good stop there by the Hilltoppers, led by Dustin Clute, number 78.
Now Chardon going to force a 3-and-out, Jamie.
Maybe. We'll see. We don't know anything about
That's a heck of a point.
the South head coach, Mike Stenning. We do know that he was very forthcoming with a lot of information for us before the game. He's a Kent State graduate.
You two bonded well over that.
1994, Golden Flashes. And he has been coaching this particular school since 2002. They will punt on 4th down and 2. Good snap. Pretty good kick up in the air, and fielding it at the 35-yard line is Ethan Ziegenfuss, and he gets about 11 yards on the return.
Jamie, is going to bring out the Hilltopper offense, and you have to wonder now, a team like this South Lions squad, probably having never seen a wing tee.
No.
How are they going to defend against it? We'll find out.
We will very quickly. The first 2 Chardon opponents did not fare well. Tommy Beninati comes into tonight's game as the starting quarterback. He's got 318 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns. He's from the pistol. Everybody on your screen, there's the snap. Fakes, keeps it himself, breaks 1 tackle, but nice job by the Lions to corral him after about 3 yards. For the Hilltoppers on the offensive line, we've got right tackle Dustin Clute, right guard Eric Mollet, the center Cam Neas, left guard Justin Stenko, and the left tackle is James Bryant. Ball is right at midfield. Dinko's in motion. He's the ball carrier. Far side, 50-45 on his feet. Dinko broke out last week. He just stepped out of bounds. But Joey Dinko, the senior, number 2, very explosive.
You mentioned Dinko last week, Jamie. His numbers, 10 carries, 105 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I love when Chardon can get the ball in this young man's hand.
Typically, the Hilltoppers use a lot of ball carriers. Dinko, Cybus is the fullback. We'll see Ethan Ziegenfuss as well. Dinko again in motion. Now the give straight ahead. There's Cybus between the tackles. And a nice job by that senior.
Now the battering ram on this offense just going straight ahead on that fullback dive, picking up a nice chunk of yards, Jamie. And Chardon right now treating the Canadians like they have their first 2 opponents here at Chardon Memorial, just piling up the offensive numbers right now.
High expectations for these Chardon Hilltoppers coming in, and they've got 22 seniors starting on both sides of the ball. Just imagine, Matt, the experience. Under center now is Beninati. Everyone again on your screen. There's a flip to Dinko, far side, 25. He is hit low and brought down. It is a first down.
Canadians coming out, Jamie, and they're showing some very good fundamentals right now, which not to talk poorly of these Hilltoppers opponents the past 2 weeks, but I mean, this team right now, they're showing West G, they're showing Geneva how to tackle.
Richie Selms and Nick Kozacek are 2 of the linebackers for the South Lions, who are in all white. Their colors, garnet and gray. Man in motion on first down, and there is a flag, our first flag today. Looked like Beninati might throw the ball there on 1st and 10. And Matt, Tommy Beninati last year, 344 yards total all season. He's got 150 already through 2 games. Now those have been big plays. So we've got a procedure call against the Hilltoppers. It'll be 1st and 15. But right now, Beninati and Ethan Ziegenfuss have made quite a connection early on.
Well, they have, Jamie, and you look at his numbers. Beninati 60% through the air, 4 touchdowns.
He's now in the gun. There are 2 wide receivers, and he's going to throw it. Rolling, now he's going to keep it, and he's stopped in the backfield for a sack. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but again, South showing good athleticism.
Joel Stenning from that defensive line there to make the first hit on Beninati. And the Lions showing great pursuit of the ball carrier, Jamie. They've done a good job actually in staying home and keeping the lanes clogged up.
Clock is running here, first quarter, 7:40 and counting. If you're joining us live audio at home, and if you're watching on the Chardon Schools website, this is a first. You are making history. Beninati on 2nd down from the gun, almost jumped, and there is a flag. That might have been against South, and it is. It's going to be encroachment.
Well, Chardon will get back those 5 yards they lost in the false start.
We're going to see Joey Dinko, Joe Cybus, and Ethan Ziegenfuss carry the football tonight. John McKnight, the sophomore, got some time and some carries in week 2. Expect to see him as well. But right now it's Tommy Beninati who's really controlling this offense. And he has just had an outstanding season, Matt. Really, if you look, he's got 31 carries on the year. The give is to Cybus, up the middle. Good gain. Gets to the 15.
Yeah, Chardon just, Jamie, methodically moving the football when they get it away from the center of the field. They're doing really well right now, going way left or way right around the end.
It is a Chardon first down. And based on the spot, it is 1st and goal, although the ball is...
Say on the 9.
Yeah, it looks like about the 10. So Beninati from under center to Cybus, right side, breaking tackles, and he is in for the touchdown. With 7:01 left here in the first quarter, the Hilltoppers take the opening possession right down the field and capitalize on the fullback dive.
9-yard TD run by Joe Sivas, and Jamie, just a simple run, kept his legs moving, just kept going north, and picked up the 6 points right there. Just typical Joe Sivas run. Lower the shoulders, just go ahead until they stop you. And it was the end zone that stopped him.
Ethan Ziegenfuss, his kick is up and good. It's his 12th extra point already on the season, and that young man has put together a great senior season for the Chardon Hilltoppers. Well, you take a look at this South Collegiate High School football team, which is located in London, Ontario, Matt. Well, what do we really know about them? We know that they left Ontario this morning and took a charter bus here to Chardon. They've got 36 young men on their roster in a school that has 1,000 students in grades 9 through 12. So football isn't the most popular sport in Canada, as I think we're aware. But for these young men, they are going to the Hall of Fame tomorrow. They're going to go to the Kent State football game tomorrow. They have not started their season yet. In fact, this game tonight does not even count for them. It does count for Chardon. It's going to count both in the win-loss record and in the OHSAA computer points. But for the opponents, it's basically a scrimmage. Not that they're taking it lightly, but the head coach, Mike Stenning, said that they were going to try to get everybody into the game tonight.
Yeah, hey, Jamie, he said that this game, it's going to be an experience for his players because he wants them to get ready for their regular season.
Big booming kick on the way, fielded into the end zone by David Nethersole, a defensive back. And that is a touchback?
Yep.
This South offense is going to run a power formation. Mike Stenning called it Stanford North. Boy, he was forthcoming with everything, wasn't he, Matt?
Yes, he was.
He just didn't say anything about it. He said, look, Chardon's bigger than we are. We know that. This is a learning experience. They were able to play Euclid last year, so this isn't their first time playing an American football team. And now they're in a spread formation on 1st and 10. Remember, the Canadian game is much more wide open and much faster. So it's going to slow it down a little bit for them. There's a pitch. Far side. Nice running room by Nick Morello. And he's going to go out of bounds. Very close to a first down.
One of the better runs we've seen against this Chardon defense, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean,
got
all
around.
year.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
It is a first down for the Lions. As you can imagine, the Lions, not the largest crowd across from the field. Maybe 30 fans or so. Up the middle is the fullback. That's Joel Stenning. Good forward progress for about 3.
Well, it's
And
what they,
Dylan Hemley on the stop.
Sorry, Jamie. It's what they want to do right now. If you're the Lions, just move the football. Play your style of game. Chardon doesn't know what to expect from you. You've got nothing to lose right now.
Halfway through the first quarter. There's a pitch to Morello. Again, far side, first down, still on his feet into Chardon territory. Nice job by Morello on a pitch.
He is getting some good runs, Jamie. That outside, it's the far side of the field, and Chardon's having a tough time containing it right now.
One of the things we're going to follow, and we can see all of the head coach or all of the coaches over on the south sideline on the opposite side where you can see none of them are wearing headsets. Back where they come from, they're used to the home team providing it. Same play, Morello on a pitch. This time he stopped for a few yards. Typically, Matt, the home team provides the headsets. For whatever reason, they didn't communicate that ahead of time. They get to Chardon. The Hilltoppers tried to use an old set didn't work, and so now they're left without.
Well, it is what it is, I guess.
And they are just all on the sidelines, ready to go, moving the football.
But, you know, Jamie, right now it's working for them. I mean, Chardon, you know, they're using their headsets. There's no rule per se here in OHSA that says you have to take them off if the other team can't.
They're going to throw it for the first time. No chance. Down he goes.
Ryder Davis, the big man in there to break that up, Jamie. And Ryder Davis, for him, that's his second sack on the year.
Quarterback Ethan Martin, number 4, actually had to beat out 2 competitors in early camp. Jake Beadle and Ethan Wilson were both competing for that job. Beadle is out of the mix. We probably will see Ethan Wilson play some quarterback tonight, but right now it is Ethan Martin, and it is 3rd down and 12. Gonna throw it. Good throw, complete, but they do not get the required yardage, only about 6. So it'll be 4th down and 8, and we will see here what Coach Stenning decides to do.
Little screen pass, Joe Sivas able to come up from his linebacker spot and make that tackle. Jamie, this is the best field position that any opponent has had against Chardon in the first quarter this year. They're sitting 4th and 8 ball on the Hilltopper 43-yard line.
Robert Panabaker is the punter, standing at his own 43. End over end kick. And it goes out of bounds. And so Chardon will come out for their second possession of the night.
Great time to thank all of our cable funding communities, including those not funding this broadcast, for their year-round support. Our funding communities include the communities of Burton Village, Chardon Township, the city of Chardon, Hamden Township, Middlesville Village, and Munson Township. As always, thank you so much for your support here on GTV. We could not do these games without you folks.
7-0 Hilltoppers with 3:47 to go first quarter. Jamie Ward, Matt Jaworski, thanks for joining us. Chardon, all black today. Was wondering if
it's more like it.
Was wondering if they might wear the red uniforms we saw in week 1. They actually have 3 kits this year, as there is the fake to Dinko. Beninati keeps it up the middle.
Beninati has had a very rough first quarter, considering his standards, Jamie. He's averaging about 10 carries or 10 rushes per yard, or 10 yards per carry. There we go, I'll get it right. Not so much today, maybe 2 at most.
Bringing the play in is Jake Nias, number 36, son of the police chief here in Chardon, Scott Nias.
Boy, if you're Jake, you probably got to pay extra attention and be on your best behavior all the time with your dad.
Scissor play, and there's a big hole ahead for Brandon Frania, number 20, who is finally knocked down at about the 32-yard line.
Surprised to see Brian in the game. And Jamie, he took the ball on the scissor play, came down the left side of the field, raced to the sidelines, and picked up a huge chunk of yards. It's going to be 1st down and 10, ball on the Lions' 32-yard line. This is just what this Hilltopper offense needs right now, that little spark.
First carry of the year for the junior, who just 5'8", 150 pounds.
You saw a little bit of action last week in cleanup time.
There is Dinko up the middle on a counter play. 1st down and a little bit more back into the red zone.
Dinko made a nice cut. He got into the secondary area, cut to his left, got himself a few more yards on that play, Jamie. And right now, the Chardon running backs, give them a lot of credit. They're seeing some holes. They're making some good cuts, making some great decisions with the football in Chardon in the red zone.
Clock right now is running at 2:49. Chardon has been very tight with their packages, double tight ends. Right now it's Sivas behind Beninati under center. He turns, gives to Sivas, who is hit and dropped immediately. The South team only brought 36 kids, as we mentioned, but they do have a junior varsity team that has 40 players. So given the fact that they had to travel, that's why they're a little bit lighter than we might see during a home game.
Well, they've got a few big boys. The roster doesn't list size. It does not list weight. Doesn't list height. So,
well, it would be the metric system.
That's a great point.
Beninati's going to throw. Pump fakes. Now he keeps it. Scampering on his feet. Inside the 5. Is he in? No. Just short. Down to the 1-yard line.
Beninati picked up about 11.5 yards on that play, maybe a little bit more, Jamie. He's awfully close. But a nice job by him to cut back, come on the left side of the field and get that first down and put his Hilltoppers now in an and inches situation right here. This might be the old goose and go.
Well, Beninati's got 5 touchdowns on the year, looking for 6. He's going to pitch it. Dinko. Nobody is even in the area. Touchdown, Hilltoppers with 1:34 here in the first quarter.
Everyone was keyed in on the quarterback, Tommy Beninati. They weren't paying any attention to Dinko. Perhaps the easiest touchdown, Jamie, that he will ever score in his life. He could have just waltzed into the end zone. I mean, he had no one near him, folks. Chardon will take it now 13-0, looking to make it 14.
And the extra point is good. Lots of young Hilltoppers back behind the uprights, trying to get their hands on that football. And we've got another great crowd here tonight at Memorial Field. It has cooled down a little bit. The last 2 nights were pretty tough.
Hey, Jamie, want to let everyone know GTV is 20 years old this month. At some point, I'll get to sing happy birthday on the air to GTV, not tonight. Anyways, each Monday, we're going to reach back into the old vaults and pull out some more great oldies but goodies. So make sure you check out the Jaga TV site, jagatv.org, or also our handle, GTV Replays, for listings of all these great special programs. Happy birthday, GTV. Maybe I can do the Marilyn Monroe version.
We just replayed, or we will replay actually, since we're live. If you're watching us live, we're replaying this Monday the latest Cardinal Berkshire volleyball matchup where the Huskies were a winner. And then on the other channel, flip it over, and we're going to show you our very first ever sporting event recorded here on GTV. The 1996 matchup between Berkshire and Cardinal.
Jamie, right now, those are 2 pretty good volleyball squads.
Kick is in the air, and again, into the end zone. Well,
can we just call him Mr. Automatic?
Sure.
Because that's what Ziegen, I mean, he kicks off, you know, unless the wind's real strong in his face, it's going to go into the end zone. He's good.
He has been outstanding, and don't forget, he plays both ways. He's not just a kicker. He's a starter in the defensive backfield, and also, although he hasn't carried the ball tonight, he is one of the top halfbacks as well. His brother Mason, who's a junior, is inactive today with an ankle injury, although it's not too serious. Coach Mitch Hewitt said before the game that if this was a playoff game, Mason would play, but they're just going to keep him out right now. 1st and 10 for South, trying to break a tackle, cannot. Great tackle there by Dylan Hemley.
Nice to see Dylan come over and make that tackle. He was really the only guy in the vicinity to go after the running back. I think that might have been number 24, Nick Morello, who had the football. But Jamie, right now, you know, that's where these guys are having some success running us to the outside. And Chardon a little bit slow reacting to those runs heading around the corners.
Ball carrier was Noah Johns, a wide receiver who is one of the more explosive Lions on the field. Coach Stenning told us to look out for him, especially when Ethan Wilson comes in at quarterback. Ethan Martin right now under center, gives it to Morello, who's now going to run out of room and lose yards on 2nd down.
Boy, there's about 8 black jerseys right around him. nowhere to go that time.
Hilltoppers coached by Mitch Hewitt, wearing his white polo today and has that swagger that he tends to bring to the sidelines. A 1999 Chardon graduate. Mitch went on to play Division I college football at Bowling Green and actually played under Urban Meyer his first year at Bowling Green. Mitch then graduates, comes back to Chardon, becomes an assistant coach, then goes to West Geauga as the defensive coordinator, moves to Riverside for one season, and then once this job opened up, it was time for him to bring this program back to greatness. And can there be any doubt, Matt, that Mitch Hewitt has brought Chardon back to the type of team that we expect and we see on the sign as you drive into Chardon, which says 1994 Division II state champions.
Jamie, he has a team that on paper right now has the opportunity to be just as special as that 94 squad. Want to mention, folks, time's run out on the first quarter. We're going to keep it right here, though. Jamie, this Chardon team, there's no bones about it. The expectations on them are so huge coming into this year. Just making the playoffs is not good enough this year. There's expectations that this team is going to make a long playoff run, that they're going to be playing well into November.
They will have a very difficult time once they get into the Western Reserve Conference, which will start next week. They'll have 7 straight games in the WRC and play difficult teams like Mayfield, who beat them twice last year. Madison has beat them
3 years in a row?
Yeah, almost every year. South is always tough. Kenston is always a difficult game as well. And so Chardon knows that they're going to have a tough schedule, but you're right, Matt. Right now, everything is coming together. And they, don't forget, they start this season with 5 straight home games. This one is just the third. Third down and 12 from the gun. To throw it in the air. Not a good throw. Almost came down with it, though, was Johns. Great hands. Good coverage, though.
Yeah, Jesse
Smith.
Sorry, Jamie, didn't mean to jump all over you.
On the near side.
That's been Chardon. If you're going to be a little bit picky about the defense, that's been their Achilles heels all year, has been the pass coverage. Part of the issue, again, the teams that they play early on.
They haven't given up any.
They haven't given up anything, but if balls would have been caught, they could have been burnt. We'll put it that way.
Theoretically.
Theoretically.
Yeah. South is going to punt here on 4th down. Third time. Good snap. Good kick by Morello.
Wow, what a kick.
It's fielded at the 45, his own 45. Ziegenfuss breaking a tackle, and he gets about 10 yards into Lions territory.
Now, fans in front of us wanted him just to take off. Ziegenfuss waited, was looking for an opening, saw nothing, and just eventually started to run to his right. Going to bring the offense back out, Jamie. And, we've talked about Tommy Bettinati passing. We've talked about some of the running. And we've briefly mentioned Ethan Ziegenfuss as a receiver. Ethan, when it's come to receiving, 3 catches, 128 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Hilltoppers on 1st down and 10. Bettinati from the gun. Sivas to his right. Dinko in motion. He is going to throw it looking, and it was intended for Sivas on a screen play. Incomplete. Now
he had Mitch Butala, the tight end, open down the field, but was looking off, was looking for his safety valve on the inside. It's funny, when you talked with Mitch in the preseason, the question was, you guys are going to throw the ball a little bit more, and if I'm not mistaken, he told you yes.
They always say that.
This year they're actually doing it, though.
Well, they're successful at it. They still haven't thrown the ball, but a few times. As the fake to McKnight, Bettinati keeps it straight ahead, and he's got about 7 yards. I mean, still, through 2 games, Tommy's thrown the ball how many times?
6 of 10.
10, right. So, I mean, the difference is that they've completed 3 big passes to Ziegenfuss, an average of 42 yards per strike. And Tommy can throw it a little bit when he gets the opportunity. 3rd down and 3 for Chardon. All 11 Hilltoppers right in the play. Cybus, little stutter step, Dinko in motion, and here is Cybus. First down, still on his feet, and he goes out of bounds at the 30. Late hit coming in, no flag.
Tyrell Schroeder knocked him down, just body slammed him when he was out of bounds.
Spencer Nichols for South came in with a hit. So Chardon continuing to move the chains.
Well, right now, if you're Mike Stenning, got a number of defensive players that are hands on their hips, looking like they're taking big breaths, Jamie.
Beninati's going to throw. Deep, wide open, touchdown, Hilltoppers. There it is. They don't have to throw it a lot, but if every time they do, it goes for a 29-yard touchdown, then the passing game is right on point.
John McKnight, his first touchdown as a Hilltopper, and a 29-yard touchdown reception. You know, Jamie, we could be potentially looking at some kind of record here. Three games for a Chardon quarterback, three straight games with touchdown passes.
Getting ever so close to last year's mark for Beninati, who was a starter in all 11 games. Ziegenfuss sends it up and into the stands. The Chardon Crazies in the north stands. They always come with a theme of some kind. So far we've seen, I think, a blackout. We've seen a Hawaiian theme. Tonight, go figure, they are in red, white, and blue, waving American flags as Chardon playing their first team from out of the country, South Collegiate High School from London, Ontario.
Jamie, worth mentioning too that this is occurring on Veterans Night tonight. And throughout the game, the scoreboard going to be displaying the names of recent military enlistees. So that's something kind of neat, honoring those young men and women who will be joining the armed forces, making new lives for themselves and putting their lives on the line, protecting our freedom. Worth mentioning, too, that all active, reserve, and retired U.S. military personnel got into this game for free as they signed the military registry at the ticket booth.
Another great night, great crowd on hand. Not as many as we saw opening night, but the sun is now set, so you can take your cap off if you're sitting here on the home side, easier to see. Let's see if Ethan Ziegenfuss can put it into the end zone again. And the answer is yes. 1 yard deep into the end zone.
Was there doubt?
A big right foot for Ziegenfuss, who does not play for the Chardon soccer team, but he is an outstanding soccer player at the club level.
Have you had a chance? I have not. Have you had a chance to watch him play soccer?
No, he's one of those travel players who probably, when he's not playing football, is always playing soccer, as is his brother Mason. Well, the South Lions come out here on 1st and 10. We've seen some offense out of them, especially Nick Morello as a ball carrier. They trail 21-0. Ethan Martin has not completed a pass yet. 3-step drop. He gets away, rolling, pointing, nowhere to go. He loses 12 on the sack.
Is that tough time? Was that Klein that got him?
Chase Klein, a junior middle linebacker for Chardon, played at NDCL last year as a sophomore. He had 100 tackles. Outstanding year, was a leader there. But when we talked to him last week in the 49-7 win against Geneva, Chase said, boy, it's good to be home. And I know his teammates are excited to have him on this team. He is a big young man, 6'3" and 225. He sticks out at a high school game. There's a pitch. Morello losing more yards. And South going the wrong way. And already Chardon is bringing in Zach Green, number 9. and also Josh Gasper, number 32. Two players that we haven't seen a lot of this year, but both seniors getting a chance to play.
I want to mention is Mr. Automatic that made that tackle just upended Morello for the loss. Right now, Jamie, if you're the Lions, you're looking at 3rd and 22. Boy, it's a tough position to be in against such a tough defense from the Hilltoppers.
They're going to try to throw deep right side and incomplete.
Well, that ball might have been in play had they been playing on a Canadian field, which is much wider. The issue is here in America, much narrower, and that ball almost hit the fencing on the far side. Almost hit the King Cone and GTV signs.
Mitch Hewitt, the owner of King Cone, former city councilman. Like yourself, Matt.
No, I'm not a former.
Oh, that's right.
I'm current. Actually, I was a former, but now I'm
But
back.
you are back. 4th down again. South is going to punt it. 4th and 22. They ran 3 very poor plays there. Morello gets a really good kickoff again. Their punting game on point right now. Fielded at the 50 and returning it. Zach Green gets about 15 yards
Green
to
doing
the South 35-yard line.
Sorry, Jamie. Green doing a nice job with the shake and bake right there. Got a few tacklers to miss, gets his team in pretty good starting field position.
Chardon offensive coordinator is Don Novacic, who is a Chardon graduate. And the Hilltoppers defensive coordinator, Brian Landy, is also a Chardon graduate. This is a Chardon staff all the way down the line. And this Hilltopper team takes a lot of pride in Chardon football. That script Chardon, which you can see at midfield, also on the helmets. Other teams are using it as well. 1st and 10, Beninati fakes, keeps it himself. Forward he goes, 5, 10, still on his feet. Give him 15, and here's 20. 10, 5, touchdown.
Welcome back, Tommy Beninati. Finally breaks it, this time 35 yards on the touchdown run, Jamie. Hilltoppers up the lead 27-0. And we've just been waiting for that Tommy Beninati run.
8:42 here before halftime. And Beninati actually got faster as he broke those tackles. Originally went up the middle, broke it out to the outside, and ran away. Ziegenfuss. That one is a big one. Off the scoreboard.
He did it.
And so it's 28-0 with 8:42 to go. And boy, Matt, we are going to, I hope you brought your filler material because there's going to be a lot of time to fill.
It's all up here. I've got things to talk about from Canadian Bacon, the movie, a lot of Canada talk. You know, if you want to talk about things like, I don't know, for instance, maybe the fact that next week's homecoming. Yeah, I didn't forget about that. GTV folks will be back next week for homecoming here at Chardon as the Topper is going to begin league play and they take on the North Rangers. So make sure you're here for that one. Going to be always a great time here on GTV, but even a better time here at Chardon Memorial as it is homecoming and the Hilltoppers looking to keep their winning ways going.
Well, if you're a Chardon backup, you are going to have a chance to play tonight as the Hilltoppers have not been stopped offensively. South has 1 first down. And the South coach said straight up he's going to play everybody. And he's interested as that one goes into the end zone again. He is interested on making sure that all of the young men who made the bus ride today had an opportunity to get in, experience this. And so we will check out our roster and see what we can come up with.
Remember, folks, to get your tickets for that flag raffle, BMW Coast 6519 here in Chardon, selling those tickets.
You know, I do want to mention this too. If you remember last year when Chardon played North, that was an epic game that went down to the last second.
1st and 10. New quarterback in for South, and he is swallowed up. Number 74 in on the tackle there. I think that is Jared Barker, number 74.
I thought he was 79, but you know, these new uniforms, some guys have switched numbers.
Well, he's much taller than everybody, and we know how big Jared Barker is, the son of Lenny Barker of Cleveland Indians fame, threw a perfect game in 1981. Still the last Indian to throw a perfect game, and
throw a no-hitter in period, Jamie.
Lives here in the community, and Lenny is a junior, or Jared is a junior and a very large young man. Quarterback rolling out. This is Ethan Wilson. He goes down for a loss on the play.
Dinko got him from behind. Excuse me, Sivas got him from behind. Brought him down for a loss.
Into the game for the Hilltoppers is Devin Moses, junior number 22.
Jamie, one of the things that we heard about Ethan Wilson in the pregame when talking with Coach Stenning was the fact that Wilson actually has a pretty good arm. The question is he going to have time to throw the football?
Yeah, it's a great question. Right now the answer is no, as the officials take a timeout. There is Coach Mike Stenning, who's coming out to see if his young quarterback, the young man you were talking about, Matt, Ethan Wilson, is okay, and he's going to come off the field.
Yeah, helmet off when he's walking straight.
Well, London, Ontario, and we have to assume that there are some people listening in Ontario as we are live on the website here tonight. So if you are listening, thanks for joining us. Here from Chardon, Ohio, your head coach, Mike Stenning, said that this was a nice place to be. He was impressed, although he'd only been here a few hours.
Yeah. And, you know, speaking of impressed, Jamie, I'm impressed with the fact that they've got probably 25 fans on the other side of the field taking in this game, making what, the 5-hour drive down ish.
3rd down and 11 is coming. Back at quarterback is Ethan Martin. 3 wide receivers in the game and a tight end. And there's a whistle and a flag.
You know, South has done a good job, Jamie. Encroachment going to be the call on the field. But South has done a good job from an offensive standpoint of staying in their stance until the ball snapped. And that was something that Coach Stenning was a little bit concerned about prior to this game starting. You know, the rules, you can move in Canadian football.
You can move forward at the snap. And then there's also a yard difference at the line of scrimmage. So you're not lined up right at the ball the way that you are here in American football. It's 3rd down and 6 after the penalty. There's a pitch. Morello breaks 1 tackle, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. So once again, South is stopped.
A lot of toppers all around him, including Zach Green.
Well, it's 28-0 with 6:48 here before halftime. The mercy rule here in high school football is 30 in the second half. So not sure if we'll get there, but if things continue the way they're going, could happen. We'll see how long it takes for Mitch Hewitt to call off the starting unit. And now South is going to use a timeout. 6:26 to go.
Now 6:26 to go, Jamie. We mentioned that GTV is 20 years old this month, and each week on Monday nights we'll reach back into the old vault. That's right, Dave Jebnikar going to go into GTV, going to turn the dials, going to open up the old bank vault, and going to take out something. He doesn't know what it could be. It could be anything. He's going to take out one of our classics. We're going to pop it in, and for your viewing pleasure, it's going to be one of our oldie but goodies from way back when.
We'll
So make sure you check out
sporting events. So there will be a sports event if you're a high school sports fan. One of our older games paired with one of our newer games. So you'll be able to go back from channels 22 and 20 and see what kind of improvements, if any, we have made.
probably better color commentators back then.
They don't even know who they were. I asked Dave who did the first ever announcing, and he eventually came up with it. But
when I started here, it's been almost 8-9 years, was Craig Dees and the late John Walsh.
Fair catch is called for and made by Chardon. They'll take the ball back at their own 39-yard line. So if you're just joining us, basically what's happened here tonight is that every time South gets the ball, they punt it to Chardon, and every time Chardon gets the ball, they go down and score a touchdown. There's been nothing else.
I couldn't have said that any better than you, Jamie. You summed it up very nice, very succinctly. And the Hilltoppers will be getting the ball back on their own 24 with 6:20 to go here in the second quarter.
Beninati is still in it, quarterback. And there's nobody behind him. He's in the pistol. He's got the give. Dinko here near side, 40, 35. Almost lost the ball, but he gets a good gain of about 5 yards.
Yeah, Julian DeBono in on that tackle from his linebacker position. One of the things to kind of think about as this game progresses is you do have North next week, Jamie, Madison the week after that. The question is, is Chardon in shape right now for these starters to go a full game, to play all 48 minutes?
Nate Thompson into the game, bringing the play. It'll be 2nd down and 3, clock running, 5:46 here before halftime. Man in motion, Beninati keeps it. 1st down across the 50, and he is slippery. Gets about 10 on the 1st down, again into South territory.
It's the kind of run you would expect from Tommy Beninati.
Well, London, Ontario, Matt, it's a big city in Canada. I mean, there's a lot of private schools, 20 private schools in a city of 360,000 people. So compare that to our little Chardon, as there the ball carrier on the far side is Shane Quinn, and he's got another Hilltopper 1st down. Here comes a late flag.
Nice to see Shane Quinn getting the ball. Don't see that too often. But, you've got him out there. You got Zach Green out there. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point in time and before halftime that we see Jared Barker out there too.
Barker missed almost all of early camp because of an ankle injury. He was still in shape and was able to lift weights and get himself going. The penalty is against South. It's a big one too. Moves it to the 15. It's a dead ball penalty, personal foul. So maybe the Lions getting a little bit frustrated. Not shocking. Beninati from the gun, 1st and 10, ball on the 15. There's the give. Dinko, he's got room. 10, breaks the tackle. Into the 5 to the 4-yard line.
Boy, Dinko, Jamie, just when you think he's down, he does something to just keep his legs turning, to keep moving.
1st and goal.
Boy, 1st and goal, Chardon, and they're just making quick work of the Canadians right now.
Beninati from the gun. Fake to Quinn, keeps it, touchdown. Not much effort there. Beninati's 2nd. That's the 5th for the team. And Chardon, now on 5 drives, has scored 5 times. We were uncertain of what we would see from South and how they might adjust. And right now, Chardon is just really having their way. Ziegenfuss again. At this point, he's just aiming for different things. This time he goes not into the bleachers. He doesn't hit the scoreboard. He goes in between, sending a
He
ball
just
boy.
potentially kicked the ball out of the stadium is what he did. I mean, that fence isn't far back from the edge of the... It's one of a kind.
Well, 4:56, Jamie Ward, Matt Jaworski. So glad you've joined us here on GTV. For those of you listening at home, the score is 35-0. For those of you listening and watching live, you've seen just how dominant the Hilltoppers can be this season. And for those of you watching us on replay, thanks as always. You can visit jugatv.org and get a DVD copy of this game. Ethan Ziegenfuss has kicked the ball into the end zone every time tonight, and that's kind of what we're looking for. Is he going to do it again, Matt?
Yes, hands down.
All right. He's only not done it a couple of times all season that I can remember.
You know, one of them last week was just they were practicing kicking in the corner, and it went out at the half-yard line.
Matt is right. Into the end zone, into the corner. Hilltoppers running it all the way down. Well, Chardon 2-0 this season. They will start the WRC schedule. Kind of a nice advantage, Matt, at homecoming next week to open up against North, who, by most accounts, at least coming into the season, was going to be one of the weaker teams as they continue to rebuild. But you're going to have Mayfield, you're going to have Madison. Kenston's always going to be tough, as is South. There's some games that Chardon, boy, they're going to have to really hunker down at some point and find some competition.
Well, you're right, Jamie. But the thing is, it's going to come. It's going to be coming soon in Western Reserve Conference play, and again, you know, could it be Madison? I mean, remember last year against North, it was a last-second field goal that they blocked that led them to a victory.
Penalty flag down, delay of game on South, trying to get themselves to the line of scrimmage. But don't forget, at halftime, we will have the Chardon High School Marching Band. They always do such a great job.
That's a 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15 now for the Lions.
And you can always find us on Twitter, GTV Replays. That is that a lateral? No, it's a forward pass on a screen type play that is incomplete.
Now, this, you know, it's very rough for the kids from South because this is the first game of the year for them. They haven't had any scrimmages. They haven't played any games. Nothing. I mean, this is... I can't fathom starting your year against such a team like Chardon that plays in such a unique offense that you would never see at all in your league play.
3 receivers in the game. Man in motion is Noah Johns on 2nd down and 15. The give is to the far side. He faked it, actually. Quarterback kept it, but he goes nowhere. No gain. And South offensively started out. They ran a couple of plays that had some positive yards. And ever since then, Matt, it has been backward, backward, backward.
Yeah, South had a lot of success going around the ends, especially the left end. They haven't gotten away from that. The problem is the Hilltoppers have figured out how to defend that. It took them a little bit of time, but boy, you know, they've really shut the Lions down since then.
I formation now for South. They go to the sidelines to look for the play. Remember, coaches, no headsets, so they aren't making a lot of adjustments from the press box. Here it is, third down. The ball carrier gets a couple of yards. Who is that? That's Richie Selms.
Yeah. And Jamie, here's something too to keep in mind is we saw him have to leave the field. Ethan Wilson, the last Lions possession, he's still sitting on the bench and just looks like he's not going to be coming back in.
Yeah, and Coach Stenning was excited to see him throw the football. That was one of the things that he told us when we said, you know, what can we expect to see out of you guys tonight? He said, well, if Ethan Wilson can air it out a couple of times to Noah Johns, that could be exciting. He only took one snap, and now he's sidelined. The punter's been good. Let's give Morello some credit as that one bounces, picked up by Ethan Ziegenfuss, and he gets to the 47-yard line. Chardon's own 47.
That time, Noah Johns did the punting, Jamie. Even switching up a little bit on special teams right now for the Lions. And again, you've been saying this throughout the broadcast. They're going to be trying different things out tonight. Some different guys in different positions to see what they can do.
I think that was their third punter, actually.
Might have been.
But well, 3:11 to go, and Chardon, first-team offense, back out on the field.
What did they have to lose? The answer is nothing.
They had 2 weeks to prepare for this game with all the different rule changes. And we are, of course, playing by American football rules. We are in Chardon. South has not played a game yet this year. They haven't even scrimmaged an opponent, so this is their first time in pads. Here's Dinko running 40, 35, and he's just tripped up after a big gain of about 23 yards.
Dinko, great run. Richard Morris, the linebacker, able to bring him down, and Morris might have saved a big touchdown run by Dinko right there.
Clock running at 3 minutes. There's Dinko again. This time he stopped at the line of scrimmage.
The defensive giveth, the defensive taketh. And they taketh right there.
Well, second down and 10. Nias into the game. He'll bring the play. Clock continuing to run. I'm serious, Matt. You better have something to talk about in the second half, because right now the Hilltoppers, they are already in the mercy rule, which is 30. Man in motion is Quinn. Beninati fakes, keeps it 25 ahead.
Well, in honor of our Canadian friends from across the border, I did make a list of my favorite Canadian words.
Well, then,
I'm going to give you a warning. It might involve a hat.
Well, then stay tuned for that in the second half. 7-yard pickup for Beninati. Third down and 3 coming for Chardon. They haven't had many third downs today. And head coach Mitch Hewitt is going to take a timeout.
Play took a long time to come down from the box. And Mitch just saying, you know what, we'll take a timeout, a minute 42 left to play. We'll get it straightened out and we'll go from there.
1:42 to go here before halftime. Jamie Ward, Matt Jaworski. Thanks for listening at home. GTV, don't forget, we do bring you every Chardon Hilltopper football game all season long live on GTV if you get Time Warner Cable. We're live today on the internet, both audio and video. First time we've tried that. I am sure we will do it in the future. And we've still got an entire slate of replays to bring you. So things just getting going for Chardon Hilltopper football here in week 3.
Well, things just getting going, Jamie, and we'll be with you all year long, too. Don't forget that, folks. Week in, week out, myself, sometimes Jamie, as this season gets going.
Here it is, third down. Beninati from the pistol. Sivas is to his left. 2 tight ends in the game. Everybody on your screen. In motion, Quinn, fake, give. First down, 15. And he's going to have positive yards. Give him about 13 on the carry, moving the pile forward.
Hey, worth mentioning too, stick around at halftime because we will have the fine, fine sounds of the Hilltopper Marching Band. Jamie, I thought they did a tremendous job playing both national anthems in pregame.
Yeah, I mean, they would have had some time to practice the Canadian anthem. I think it's a little easier to play. Here's the carrier. It's Shane Quinn, and he goes out of bounds, a couple of yards.
Richard Morris in on that tackle. And for the Hilltoppers, Jamie, what do? You've got about 1:10 to go. Do you just take it easy, or do you go in and get that score to maybe go up 42-0?
Well, the first team offense is in the game, so they're not taking a knee. Beninati from the gun now, 57 seconds. Gives it to McKnight, the sophomore. Touchdown. 6-yard strike on the far side around end. That answers your question, Matt.
McKnight, 1 through the air, 2 by land. Something to that effect.
Is that a Paul Revere reference?
It was. There's no red coat tonight because Chardon's all in black, though.
This is how we're used to seeing the Hilltoppers, as Sigenfuss again kick off of the scoreboard again. It's 42-0. Well, if you are one of the Chardon reserves, you're not going to have to worry about standing around like you typically might on a Friday night. There'll be no atrophy tonight for the subs. They are going to get into the game and get ready to go. Matt, I mean, you look down there at the field, you got to think, Mitch Hewitt, he thinks about this. He's talked to us about it before, and he mentioned it last week. He understands sportsmanship, and he understands what the score means, and you don't want to run it up. You don't want to embarrass an opponent, and so there should be plenty of opportunity for anyone who's on the depth chart to get in tonight.
Well, Jamie, the other thing, too, is you don't want your starters to get injured in a game that's already well out of reach, too. You want them to stay healthy because, again, Western Reserve Conference action kicks off next Friday night here from Chardon Memorial. North, the Rangers head south to Chardon. Going to be a great game. A lot of talk this year out of Eastlake about Coach Sean Dodd's team, or Sean Dodd's team. They lost their very first game again on a last-second field goal. So who knows what's going to be happening with North? Anything's possible next Friday night.
Well, kick into the end zone, and so the South offense will come onto the field with 50 seconds to go here in the first half. Once again, Chardon has scored a touchdown every time they've touched the football. And for South, they have, I think, just one first down. To look here at my notes. Yep. And it was very early as well.
New QB into the game, Devin Moses, 22. No, check that. Cybus is the QB.
South.
Oh,
it's
I'm sorry. I was way off on
Martin with the football. He completes the pass to Joel Stenning, who gets about 5 yards on the screenplay.
Thinking they'd already punted.
It was first down. They hadn't even run a play yet.
Been a long quarter.
Matt throws the Chardon offense back on the field.
Hey, why not? You got 42. Just go for 48.
Well, 20 seconds now. They don't have to snap it again, actually, because of the way they just blew the whistle to put the ball in play. They're going to snap it, though, one more time.
One more crack at something here.
Five seconds. Going to throw it. In trouble. That's a hold. No flag. Doesn't matter. And that's the end of the first half. The Hilltoppers lead 42-0, and they're going to get the ball to start the second half. But don't go anywhere, as the Chardon High School Marching Band is next, and then Jaws and I will be back with the second half here on GTV.
The Navy, please give a hand for the Navy. Let's have a hand for the Coast Guard. The Marines. And last but not least, the Air Force.
Selection is Stars and Stripes Forever, the National March of the United States. Tonight, we recognize and honor the service of all military personnel in attendance and on the field, those who are currently serving, and especially those who have made the ultimate sacrifice to protect our freedoms. Please join together to thank our U.S. Armed Forces representatives. And now, to conclude tonight's halftime show, please remain standing and join together with the CHS Marching Band in God Bless America. Direct your attention to the 50-yard line and Chardon Athletic Director Doug Snyder for tonight's VFW flag raffle.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for attending this special night. How about one more great round of applause for all of our men and women in the armed forces who have made tonight possible on all nights like this in our great country. Special thanks to Chardon VFW Post 6519 for conducting tonight's raffle. We're going to draw a ticket momentarily, and the winner receives the American flag flying tonight, the Canadian flag flying tonight, along with a signed program from each of our teams. This is a white ticket, number 066970. White ticket, 066970. If that's you, I'll be right here at the 50-yard line. You can come down and claim your prize. Once again, special thanks to all of you for your service. Chardon High School Marching Band did a great job tonight. Go Toppers, go USA.
Another 3 minutes after this. Mandatory warm-up.
To the Chardon Athletic Boosters. So after tonight's big game, join your friends at Bass Lake Tavern to celebrate a Chardon Hilltopper victory. And help the Chardon Athletic Boosters at the same time. It's a topper win-win. Good luck to the boys golf team when they are back in action on Monday at home against Riverside.
And we're back here at Memorial Field. Jamie Ward, Matt Jaworski. Great job, as always, by the Chardon High School Marching Band.
Jamie, what a great performance. They had the vets out there, brought them in onto the field for each of their service songs, if you will. Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, the Coast Guard. It was great to see all those men and women honored at halftime.
Yeah, very tough first half for South Collegiate High School out of London, Ontario. They trail the Chardon Hilltoppers right now 42-0. Jamie Ward, Matt Jaworski with you as the Chardon will receive the football to start the second half. I'm sure South might be hoping right now, Matt, that they were going to play hockey in the second half, but not the case, as the Hilltoppers take it at the 5, across the 20, 25, and still on his feet to the 32-yard line, the return man for Chardon. And that is Joe Dinko, number 2. We heard at halftime that there are people all over watching us tonight live, Matt. On our live link, we are going with the video and the audio for the first time on the internet live, and I'm hearing nothing but good things from Cullen Harris, the head boys varsity golf coach and also the girls basketball coach. He's listening in. Don Novacek told us that his daughter was listening.
Watching,
that's right, watching in New Zealand.
Can't believe we're in New Zealand. It's huge.
First down, new quarterback Dylan Hemley, and he goes 50, 45, 40, 35. Hemley's going to take the first play in for a touchdown.
Boy, he nearly lost his step and face planted. Did a nice job to regroup, kept his balance, kept on going, and Dylan Hemley, Jamie, just ripped off a 63-yard touchdown run, and we're
58 seconds in
because the clock's running.
Yes, hello also to those listening in Chardon. Chris and Jane Graw out on North Street. Wish Chris was with us on the camera tonight.
And he can still meet us out later.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dennis and Lillian usually watching and listening as well. You can still listen live, of course, every week on GTV. Ryan Hanemichael, Jared Ward. As that kick is good, another one.
New kicker, by the way, Dean Coso.
Dean Coso is in. You know it's a 49-0 blowout when you've got your backup place kicker in the game.
Now, I got to say this. His dad, for every home game, has come over to the booth before the game starts and flashes his son's number at me. He said he was going to do that when he came up and when Mark came up and did the soccer game with us. Very proud that his son, who starts in the varsity soccer team, is also playing on the football team, too.
Yeah.
One proud papa.
Dean's mother, Mitzi, cuts hair at Marcy's on the Square. Cut my hair for many years. Did a great job.
You've always had nice hair, Jamie.
Yeah, thanks. Well, a lot of talk at halftime about this blowout. I want to remind everybody of something. If you're thinking about this team, the South Collegiate High School, this team went 6-0 last year in Canadian football. So before you know, and they've got some really good-sized young men as well, which, being down in the field, you can see they are not running a bunch of freshmen out here against Chardon. They absolutely have the size that they need, and that's one of the things their head coach, Mike Stenning, said before the game. He said, you know, we're going to play this game, not sure how we're going to do, but I tell you what, we're going to come back in a week, 2 weeks, and open up our season in the Canadian Football League, and we're going to be a better football team because of it.
Jamie, they probably will not see a team that plays as fast and as athletic as this Hilltopper team right now. And that's something that we've heard from this is the third coach that said that this season to us.
Clock is going to run now as we have a mercy rule in effect. Running on the outside, the ball carrier for the Lions. Pretty good gain of about 8. That was Jake Beadle, number 1.
But we heard it the very first week of the year with Lou Serino. We heard it from Chip Sorber last week that this Chardon Hilltopper team is so quick, is so fast, that they just pose so many problems on both offense and defense.
2nd down and 4. Same play. Beadle on a pitch. Far side, very close to the first down. South had just the 1 first down on the first possession of the game. And they ran the ball effectively on that possession. But since then, it's been difficult. Beadle is about a yard short of the first down. So it'll be 3rd down and 1.
I like the suggestion, though. The plays worked for you a couple times. You've got the backups, and if you will, just continue to try it. Keep things working, and that time they give it up the middle, and they do pick up the first down.
Yes, it is. The Lions straight ahead. They get the necessary yardage, move the chains, clock continuing to run. It's actually a really nice night here at Memorial Field. The last 2 days have been high 80s and humid. Boy, I'll tell you what, when I was doing some volleyball contests this week with Jan Black, both at Chardon High School and at Berkshire High School, it was hot, unbelievably hot. And when we talked to Coach Stenning before the game, he was a little bit worried about it, talking about his players. He mentioned chugging pickle juice, trying to get that salt in them to prevent from cramping, as on first down, running to the far side is Noah Johns, and there's a flag on the play. But Matt, I mean, you know enough about staying hydrated. I don't know if pickle juice is the way to go.
Surprisingly, actually, a lot of doctors say pickle juice is better for you than a certain color-aided power drink.
So you've spent all of these years talking about electrolytes, and what you're now telling me is that high school athletes just need pickle juice.
Pickle juice actually contains a large amount of electrolytes, more than your Gatorade or your Powerade. I just learned that actually last year.
Wow.
And talking with a couple trainers.
Well, there you have it. Pickle juice.
Pickle juice. See, the thing is, though, do you really want to drink a gallon of pickle juice?
I like pickles.
I like pickles, but that pickle juice taste I don't want it lingering in my mouth.
It's a big penalty for South. It moves them back 10 yards, so it's 1st down and 20, and they run the ball straight ahead on 1st down and just get a couple of yards.
It was a holding call, in case you were wondering.
Some statistics for the first half, and of course, this is not counting the long run that Chardon had to start this 3rd quarter, but Beninati 94 yards on 10 carries, 2 touchdowns. Also had a 29-yard touchdown pass. Dinko was 73 yards, Sivas 51. And it was McKnight with the big touchdown catch. They're going to throw it south. It's complete. Nice job over the middle. Big gain.
It was a great catch by Noah Johns. The receiver, Jamie, did a great job catching the ball, going down, protected himself there. Going to bring him a 3rd and short.
He is the big target, and they expect really big things from number 80. So 3rd down and about 4.
Best throw we've seen tonight, by the way, from Ethan Martin.
They stack the formation to the far side, and there they go. Beetle, the carrier, and he's hit. I don't think he got it. Brought down. I saw Nate Thompson finish him off, number 13. It'll depend on the spot, and it looks like he's short.
By about a yard. Boy, you know, we heard from Coach Stenning that Ethan Martin was battling an elbow injury, had a very, very tough time throwing, but that time, or the play before, I beg your pardon, had a great, and he just gunned that ball in there.
So it's 4th down and 1. The Lions are going to go for it here in the 3rd quarter. They trail 49-0. They're going to go straight ahead with the quarterback keeper, and it's a big gain, actually. The offensive line pushing forward for about 7 yards.
Yeah, they just kept on going. They had a tough time. Chardon had a tough time just getting anyone down to stop them, and they just kept pushing and pushing, and eventually brought him down. But
Hilltoppers have 2nd team guys in. Trevor Swick, number 11, in the game, as is Sam Eldridge on that defensive line. I see Josh Gasper. We'll continue to update these as we get their numbers. Matt's got his binoculars. 1st down and 10. Turns, gives, it's Beetle through the line of scrimmage. Good forward progress for about 5 yards.
looked like he was wrapped up by A.J. Peterson.
It's Moses. He's lining up 2 feet. He's got to be at 7. Falcons through the roll.
So right now, South, they've got their 1st team offense in, trying to get something going. You really can't blame them. They would like to walk away from this game tonight. Remember, big day tomorrow. They're going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and then they're going to watch the Kent State football team. So,
what should be more of a highlight for you?
Well, I mean, as a golden flash, I'd like to see the live action rather than the statues, but play action. Breaking it, the quarterback, 1st down, big gain on the far side to about the 30-yard line. That is Ethan Martin, the Lion quarterback.
Josh Gaspar was in great pursuit, but just didn't have the quickness and speed to catch up and bring Martin down.
So, clock will run. See Dave Jemnikar now down on the sidelines here in the 3rd quarter. You think he's finally enjoying himself tonight?
One can only hope. He's had a rough day.
Beetle on a pitch going far side. If you're here at Memorial Field and you don't realize everything that Dave does when it comes to the setting up of the headsets, he is in charge of getting the messages right on the scoreboard. He's got his hand in all of the new technology that Chardon uses down on the sidelines. They've got Microsoft Surface tablets down on the sidelines. They're recording this game, bringing it back live, and watching plays immediately. There's a fumble on the snap.
Hilltoppers look like they may, well.
Penalty flag comes in by the referee, and he is going to say no play, illegal procedure against South. Then Dave's trying to set up this live internet telecast today, and He was a little cranky today.
Well, not to mention that he had to try to get a bunch of headsets to work at the last minute.
I'll tell you what, though. There's no bigger Hilltopper fan around, and so he looks up at the scoreboard right now, 49-0. And that makes it a little bit easier. Penalty makes it 2nd down and 10. Ball is on the 33-yard line. This is the best drive that South has had today. Beadle breaking tackles, gets into the linebackers, and he's stopped again after about 5 yards.
He's a nice little shifty runner, Jamie. Wish we had his height. Maybe, I don't know, 5'8"? And he looks a little small in terms of height, but he just has that elusive quickness to him to where he can make a nice move, get some good starting speed to him, can turn it back on pretty quickly. Quite a few teams in this area would love to have a back like that.
There he is again on the pitch, far side, very close to the 1st down. He goes out of bounds, but the clock will run. It will depend on the spot. And it looks like one of the coaches is saying that they're short by about 1.5 yards. So 4th down again for South coming. South Collegiate High School out of London, Ontario. Some of the teams there, the London Knights of the Ontario Hockey League, and also the London City, which is a club for the Canadian Soccer League, actually the longest running North American football club, soccer club, currently still going. It is a 1st down. Beadle takes a pitch and goes ahead for a couple yards.
Now, they like running him to the outside. He's been having some success on this drive. Tried again that time, gains a few more yards. Good time to mention, by the way, folks, that GTV has free video on demand. Go to our website, jogatv.org. There you can find it. Football games, volleyball games, soccer games, you name it. If we broadcasted it this year, we've got it free video on demand.
Illegal procedure, the call again against South, so they'll go backward. Yeah, another new feature we've got.
Jamie, real quick, it's not, don't have it confused with live streaming, folks. We do some production work to it, so it takes a little bit of time for us to get it up on the website, jogatv.org, but it's there for you. You can watch it anytime that you want.
Yeah, and already this year we have done Chardon girls soccer, Berkshire Cardinal volleyball, Chardon Kirtland volleyball. We did a couple of.
Yeah, Chardon boys soccer, Chardon girls soccer.
2nd down and 14. They're going to throw it. Martin's pass in the air, and did he catch it? It would have been a one-handed play. No, incomplete.
Yeah, that time was looking for Noah Johns, beg your pardon. And Johns, unfortunately, was out of bounds by the time he got a hand on it.
And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. Well, there was 12 minutes on the scoreboard, and it took about 14 minutes to get through the quarter because of the running clock. And again, Chardon Hilltoppers on top 49-0. Now let's just break this down if you're wondering. South High School from Ontario, they play by Canadian football rules. They're going to go into the regular season in 2 weeks and play 6 games in Canada. The game itself pretty similar, but they play with 12 guys, not 11. The field is longer and wider. The goalposts are in the end zone.
They're on the goal line.
Yeah, like old school.
Yep.
You think NFL films. Also, you can run a guy in motion toward the line of scrimmage. So it's a faster paced game, more offense, and less contact.
And they play a yard off the line of scrimmage too.
Right, so the guys aren't as close to the football on the snap. So after the Lions get done here and take a little mini vacation tomorrow, they'll head back to Ontario, get ready for their regular season. Every game that they win in Canada, Chardon is going to accumulate those computer points, those secondary points. So even though this is sort of a preseason game for South, it's going to help Chardon potentially immensely, especially if this South team is good in the Canadian League. 1st and 10. Martin is running far side, and South it gets in for a touchdown.
Martin, a 27-yard touchdown run with 11:51 to go in the 4th.
He faked the handoff. The defense all went one way. Martin went the other way, and he found the corner and got in for a score. At least, you know, I thought maybe as good Midwest people here in Chardon, we might have given him a round of applause for that, but actually a little bit of grumbling.
You look at the crazies. They got the U.S. flags flying, being all patriotic down there.
Almost blocked the extra point, but it is good. And so it's 49-7 with 11:51 to play.
Jamie, what did I say? It was a 23-yard touchdown run? Thank you. Mention GTV, folks. We've got a digital library. It's now gone past the 100,000 photo mark. All the photos dating back to 2008 are on the website. Click back and check them out. It's at geogatv.org. Who knows? You may find a photo with you in it. You never know where our photographers are. I mean, really, you never know who our photographer could be. Maybe it's you, Jamie.
That sounds a little ominous.
Maybe it's Dave Jepnikar. Oh.
Well, Chardon's got the JV team in right now. There's some small dudes out on the field, and as they get into the game, kick is in the air, calling for a fair catch, and making it. At least he thought he did until they didn't blow the whistle. That's Dante Perico, sophomore, number 41. Nice job by that young man, and so.
Jamie, what a thrill it is for these kids. It's a Friday night, it's early in the fourth quarter, and you're out on the varsity field playing varsity football, earning a letter.
Jared Barker was going to go into the game, and now he hustles off. So.
I wouldn't mind seeing him get a few reps on that O-line.
1st and 10. Hilltoppers under center, faking and keeping it. Here on the near side is number 16. That's Andrew Kobacheski, I think, right?
Yeah, that is. And we saw Kobacheski last week in relief in that blowout over Geneva. Came in late in the fourth quarter, led a nice little drive, ended in a touchdown.
Kobacheski is sophomore, wears number 16.
Was part of that ethnic name brigade as we closed out the game last week. My favorites.
2nd down and 3. Jamie Ward, Matt Jaworski, thanks for joining us. Wing T, traditional wing T offense right now on the field. Man in motion, and the ball carrier is going to be A.J. Peterson on the far side. He's got a 1st down. He needed 3. He got about 5.
Jamie, right now, for those at home thinking, okay, you know, Chardon's just gonna kind of go quietly into the night. No, these kids have busted their butts in practice. They've worked just as hard as everybody else out there. They want to play. They want to play hard because you know what, folks? They're trying to impress the coaches too. A couple guys go down. Some of these guys may be called upon. You never know.
1st and 10. Hilltoppers driving. The give to the fullback up the middle, and he's brought down. Positive yards, though. That's Wade Novak.
Novak doing a nice job, Jamie. Falling down, was able to put himself in a position to fall forward and gain a few more yards. Smart football play. Hilltoppers, they've just, you know, no matter who's been back there, Jamie, they've been very solid offensively tonight. Very few mistakes.
Well, remember, they have not had an offensive possession yet where they haven't scored a touchdown.
I wasn't going to say that.
New group in. Kobacheski under center. He's got a tight end to his right. He fumbled the snap, picked it up. Referee tosses his beanbag into the play from about 13 yards out.
Kobacheski picked it up, ran around the end, and still gained a couple yards on that busted up play.
So he does make a little bit of something out of nothing. 3rd down and 4.
Now the question is, will you Well, you have jinxed them. We'll find out on this play potentially.
Matt Jaworski and his jinxing.
Just saying.
If I let anybody at home know anything about Chardon's success, I am jinxing them.
Well, it's like you don't
do
walk
this
into
every
a
year.
press box and say, boy, this game's moving along rather quickly, because then it's going to grind to a screeching halt.
Another fumble. It's picked up, though. And running forward is the ball carrier. He's not going to have the first down. He lost it, but he was ruled down by contact. So it's going to be 4th down and 4. The ball is right at the 50-yard line.
That was Grant Googe, the ball carrier.
And with the ball at the 50.
Now, Hilltoppers have only punted once per game entering tonight. 1 punt against West G, 1 punt against Geneva.
And here they're going to go for it with this unit. Kobacheski from the pistol. Ball at midfield. Man in motion. And running with a first down is A.J. Peterson, and he's still on his feet, and he's going to score. Maybe, yes. Touchdown, Peterson from 50 yards out.
Wow, on 4th down and 4, A.J. Peterson. What a run. Jamie went through some traffic. I'm not sure how he came out of that. Managed to keep his legs grinding. Just kept him turning. Then turned on the jets near the 20, pulling away from 50 yards out, and the Hilltoppers add on again. Looks like the streak's going to continue for the Hilltopper offense.
Yeah. So much for the theory of me jinxing them. Got a Koso back in to kick. Is that right? Is this Koso? How do you know his number? It's not on my roster.
Because his dad came by and gave us the old hand signal, the 4 and the 8.
Kick is actually blocked. So it's now 55-7 with 7:09 to go here on GTV.
Good time, Jamie, to remind folks once again, GTV is going to be back here next week, and you should be too, because it's homecoming night here at Chardon Memorial next Friday night when the Rangers invade town. A lot of great activities leading up to the kickoff, which will be normally at the normal time, of 7 o'clock p.m. Going to be a lot of fun, and Jamie, it's one of those great traditions here at Chardon, the whole homecoming process.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that you've got your parade where each class puts a lot of work into their floats. You've got the homecoming court with the queen chosen on the night of the game and the king chosen at the dance, which follows. And Spirit Week all week long. A lot of fun. Kickoff in the air. Ethan Ziegenfuss is not going to put this one in the end zone. In fact, fielded at the 7.
Gives him a fighting chance. That's nice.
Coming across on the return was David Nethersole, and he is
It's the Canadian thing to do.
at about the 18-yard line. What's that supposed to mean?
They're very nice, friendly people. Oh, you think it's a stereotype?
I guess I don't really know.
The Canadians are known as very friendly people.
Then what? Well,
That's why we don't have a wall up there.
clock is running. 6:30. South able to score a touchdown their last time out, and they've got their offense out on the field. This is Ethan Martin again. We were unable to see the backup quarterback. He was supposed to play tonight, but he got injured. And carrying the football for South for a few yards.
And looking across the field, Ethan Wilson doesn't even have his helmet with him. At least he's standing up now, though. In the second quarter, after they took him out, he was just sitting on the bench. If you're the Hilltoppers, Jamie, you have your run of home games coming to an end shortly. You have home against North.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Hit, fumble, Chardon picks it up. There's a scrum, And it looks as though the Hilltoppers have scored their first defensive touchdown of the year. That was a big hit, Matt. I thought it was Trevor Swick who caused the fumble on the tackle. And then somebody picked it up. It was really quite a pile. It was difficult to see exactly.
They're going to say it was Austin Arnold, number 51.
Congratulations to Austin, the junior. So Dean Coso back out to attempt the extra point.
Arnold. Austin Arnold.
See if it's a good snap this time for Coso. It is.
Yep, Austin Arnold.
And it is good. So the Hilltoppers have 62.
Well, here's something interesting, Jamie, and I've been holding on to this one. I think it's a great time to bust out these thoughts right now. Chardon beat West G 28-0. They then roughed up Geneva 49-7, and now it's 62-7. The varsity offense only giving up one touchdown in the first 3 games. The varsity defense only giving up 1 touchdown in 3 games.
And we saw that, Matt. Let's be honest, it was kind of a fluke. The Geneva fullback ran up the middle for a long run. Sort of a strange play. But this defense has been absolutely outstanding.
No, I'm just asking.
And by the way, the touchdown tonight was not against the starting defense. So that defense has still just allowed the 1 touchdown.
What's going to be?
He took a knee on the 5.
Wow.
There was nobody blocking for him.
Beadle, I think, thought he was in the end zone. I don't think he knew where he was.
I mean, if you saw, there was nobody blocking the Hilltoppers who were coming down the field. So there were 5 Chardon players running at full speed, nobody blocking, and so he took a knee. Smart young man.
It's not bad. He had about 5 or 6. He could have gone to about the 10 and taken a knee, but just dropped right there at the 5. If he would have known where he was, though, Jamie, he could have just let the ball go into the end zone. It would have been actually the safest thing to do. He puts his team now in a bad position. 1st and 10 from their own 6-yard line. Matter of fact, they're going to call a timeout to talk this thing over.
Well, don't forget, thanks again to our funding communities for all that they do. We could not have been around for 20 years, Matt. 20 years this month.
Happy
GTV.
birthday to you.
Put Powell at Rover then.
Without
Happy
our
birthday to you.
franchise fees from those communities. And again,
Burton Village, Chardon Township, the city of Chardon, Hamden Township, Middlefield Village, and Munson Township. There we go. Knew you were testing me, Jamie.
but you looked at the sheet. But
I know, I gave it back to you.
it was nice to
The
have.
cheer sheet.
It's nice to have those communities, and those are the originals too, right? Those are the ones that we started with 20 years ago.
I think so.
We've kept them. all
Happy
those years.
birthday, dear GTV. Happy birthday to you. See, I'm getting ready for the big GTV party. It's going to be at Dave's house,
I
right?
didn't get an invite to that.
Neither have I. But I'm just assuming it's at Dave's house. We'll just show up unannounced. Where are my party favors?
Well, South with the football from their own 6-yard line. There's the snap and the give straight ahead. Loss on the play. So the clock now running again.
Jamie, need to give a shout out. Wade Novak got in the backfield, disrupted that play. Caused a loss of about a yard. Boy, even the kids that are playing now, they don't get a lot of playing time, but they are just so pumped and fired up out there.
Band with the tomahawk chop in the north end zone. These kids are too young to remember when that brought a lot of pain to Indians fans. 2nd down, another run play, and another loss.
1995, I was there for game 3. We won that game. Eddie Murray hit a walk-off base hit in the 11th.
3rd down and 16 is coming.
Yeah, for those who don't remember, it was Dave Justice that hit the game-winning home run of Jim Poole at Fulton County Stadium back on Game 6. Game 5 in Cleveland the prior night, it was snowing.
We're going to run fullback dive.
So South back up to the line of scrimmage.
Awesome.
And they are going to take a timeout. So, Matt, we've got week 4 coming next week. As we've mentioned, homecoming. Chardon will play a home game in week 5. Then they go on the road, but they do have 6 home games this season, which is another big advantage.
You look at that schedule, Jamie. Again, North at home, Madison at home, at Kenston on the 30th. Again, great local Jogga County rivalry. But the game that I'm circling, and it's actually 2 games. Home to Mayfield, and then you go to Riverside. Boy, it's always been a battle. The Hilltoppers versus Dave Boers. That game has the potential to go any which way. So, folks, if you can't be there at Riverside on October 14th, make sure you tune in. GTV will have the live audio for you beginning just prior to kickoff around 6:55-ish or so.
Hewitt and Boris coach together on 3 different staffs. 3rd down, pass is complete, but not nearly enough yards, and so getting only a couple where they needed 17, and South looks to send their punting unit out on the field.
Colt Purchase with the tackle.
And there they are. It is actually Nick Morello back into the game to punt. He's had some good kicks, and he's going to have to stand at the very back of his own end zone with 3 minutes to go here. It's a good kick.
Boy, he's a good punter. Hands down.
45 yards on the kick. And actually, he actually booted it 55 if you think about where he was standing, but it nets about 47.
You look at the rest of Chardon's schedule, though. They close out 3 on the road, as you said, at Riverside on the 14th, at Brush, and then then at South on the 28th of October. And that game against South is going to be huge, huge, huge. It's always a battle when those 2 schools get together. Of course, last year it was 52-42.
Chardon, the Chardon guys, they have to take a timeout, Matt, because they can't figure out who needs to be on the field. Mitch Hewitt is actually out on the field.
He's not happy. And he's barking at those guys because they're not all paying attention.
He's still coaching at an intense level right now. He's now counting off, right? Count off by ones. Now Don Novacek standing right next to him, who happens to be his father-in-law, the offensive coordinator, trying to get the right unit on the field. With 2:12, can't quite take a knee yet, but they're only about 1 first down away from being able to do that. Here comes the snap, turn, give straight ahead, running forward, and off comes his helmet.
Yeah, it was a big hit, but luckily getting right back up to Jimmy Cicero.
Jimmy Cicero, the ball carrier.
It is good enough for a Chardon first down.
Jamie, we love those Monday memories on GTV. Don't forget about them.
Every Monday, we'll dig into the vault here on our 20-year anniversary and find something to play.
This
First
game,
down.
probably not one of them.
Up the middle. Good positive yards. It's another first down.
Wade Novak to carry that time. But what do you think? You think that Dave might do the 1994 state championship game? Or is that going to be saved for Thanksgiving as traditional?
Yeah, the football games are always played over the weekend of Thanksgiving. You can see all of those great replays. So I think that he's going to look for for some more vintage stuff that doesn't get as much attention. Victory formation here for the Hilltoppers as we go under a minute here at Memorial Field. Snap and a knee. Well, you know, the good news for South, at the very least, Matt, is that this game only took 2 hours and 5 minutes, so they can get themselves changed, hop on that bus, and head down to Canton, get a good night's rest, and come back ready for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and then they get their season started in a couple weeks. For the Chardon Hilltoppers, they are now 3-0, and it was written in some newspapers early on that the expectations have not been as high in many years here in Chardon, and through 3 weeks, they have absolutely lived up to that billing.
Now, the key is now, Jamie, they have 7 more weeks to live up to that billing before the second season begins in November.
10 seconds on the clock. Both teams line up to shake hands. And now 3, 2, and 1. We have a final. The Hilltoppers, a winner here, 62-7. And it was a great night. First time we had an international team come down in the Battle of the Border. That wasn't quite the outcome that they might have hoped for, but they knew it was going to be tough playing with a different set of rules against a very strong Chardon team.
Jamie, I want to give those kids credit because they kept fighting the entire time. They didn't give up, and wish certainly South the best as they begin their season in a couple of weeks.
We'll be following. Once again, the final 62-7 for our executive producer, Dave Jevnikar, and the guy on the camera, Brian Foster. You as well, Matt Jaworski. Great job. I'm Jamie Ward. Thanks for watching GTV. We'll see you soon.